This is Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher. I'm back with another weekly Flosstube cross-stitching update. So truth be told, I've only stitched 4 days in the past week, but I do still have quite a bit of things to show. So I thought it would still be okay to do a weekly video. I have a few finishes and a fully finish. No new starts. Oh wait, maybe this is a new start since it is kind of. Okay, shush. Let's just jump right in. Okay, first I will start with my fully finish. And that is this cutie right here. This is from the With Thy Needle and Thread Seasons of the Heart book. I have done all of them except Summer. I will be kitting Summer up soon so that I can finish it. I've stitched all of them. Yeah, all of the ones I've stitched, they're all stitched on 40 count latte from XJU. I'm not sure. I say it different every time, I think. XJU Designs. It's probably my favorite fabric ever. My favorite color in the world of fabric. I don't know why I don't have like 100 pieces of it. That's a problem that will be remedied immediately because I'm out of 40 count. And I want them all to be on the same, so I need to get another piece so I can do Summer on 40 count. Anyways, this is spring. Normally there's a little chunk missing from the border here that we'll have in the book. There's little cutout tags that you can put down here that says the season. I just wanted it to be fully stitched, so I just filled in the border. I stitched this last year, so I really can't remember if it's all of the called for or if I subbed any. I'm not sure. But it's been sitting in my finishes box since I finished it, and I was getting all of my spring decor out, my very minimal spring decor. I was getting it out and remembered that I wanted to add this to my dough bowl. So I finished it with this cute pink fabric on the back. I have no idea the designer of this fabric. My local quilt store that I shop at sells these little fat quarter bundles of like coordinating fabrics. So I had the pinks one, I have the orange one, and the green one, I think. So I just pulled one from the little pink stack and I thought it turned out really cute. I also finished, I did rickrack trim, Lori Holt rickrack trim in the color Cloud on the side. And I actually did this a different way I've never done before. Normally with rickrack, I will whip stitch all of it down around the edge, and then I get angry because my pillow gets smashed because I hold it between my knees so I can do it with two hands. Then I get angry that my pillow is all smashed from having to do hand sew the rickrack. And so Christy was telling me to glue it because it's much easier. And so I forgot to grab the kind of glue. It's Aline. I think Aline's tacky glue. It goes on white, but it dries totally clear. You can't see it at all. And so it doesn't like instantaneous dry. And I was like, couldn't figure out how to keep it on there, pushed against it to dry. So I just gotten some pins, the quilting pins. And as I laid down aside, I just stuck a couple of pins in it to keep it pushed in. And then I just set it on the counter and it was dry in like an hour. And it looks perfect. And it was so much faster and easier. It took me a minute to get used to it, but so I stuffed this with polyfill and sawdust. I finally got enough sawdust packed in there that I am so happy with the way that this plump little pretty pillow turned out. I love having it in my dough bowl. I'll put a picture of it with its buddies in the intro. But I'm so happy to have it done. It's so cute. I love it. And then I did have a few finishes. My first finish, which was, these were almost finished in my last video. Look at me, bored professional. This is She Sights a Bird from Blackbird Designs. This is stitched with mostly the called fors. I did sub one of the blues And I think I said which one it is in my last video because I can't remember now. And I know I subbed to green. But it's done. It's a lot smaller than, like I cut it out of the big half of fabric and I was like, okay, you're kind of little. But it's really cute and I love it. I'm not sure which one I'll move on to next. I'll take a little break. But I just love the way that that turned out. I'm not sure how many I want to do of the series, but I would like to have them in my bedroom at one point. And so I won't frame them probably until I'm done with however many I want to do, just so that I can be sure I can have all the same frames for them. This is stitched on 36 count, oops, camera, Prairie Land from Atomic Ranch. So there's that one. Do some swapping. Okay, and the second project I finished was the Easter pillow from the With Thy Needle and Thread Jelly Bean Jubilee book. This was the first one I did from that book. I was almost done with it last time you saw it. Just double checking. Yeah. I think I had these first 3 letters and maybe part of this T finished when I showed it last week. But it's all finished now and it's super cute. The fabric is 36 count Patriots Brew from R&R. And I think all the colors are popping really nicely on it. And it was nice to stitch with that bright teal. I don't stitch with those colors very often anymore. But it's really cute. I love that. It's kind of a big chunk left on the back. I'll probably cut it and maybe do something with it, be able to do something with it. When I have leftover pieces from finishes, I have in my top drawer here, I have it divided into 3 sections. And one side is 28 count scraps, 36 count scraps, and 40 and 46 count scraps. And I just chuck them in there. They have labels or they don't have labels, and I just get to guess what it is. But there's my finishes and my fully finish. And then I only have a couple other whips. So after I finished the Easter pillow, yikes, what's happening here? After I finished the Easter pillow, I started on the next pillow. Let me show you. From the, oh my gosh, Jelly Bean Jubilee. And that was, no! My iPad is not obeying me. Okay, there we go. Which was this one. All the tulips. That one's called Tiptoeing Through the Tulips. So cute. So I'm stitching that on the same fabric. The 36 count, what did I just say? It was Patriots Brew. And that's where I am. Sorry, I keep hitting this camera with my feet. And that's where I am. Got 4 of the tulips done. So I just have 1 tulip, the chick, and 2 more tulips. And this little pillow will be done. And then tying that bow will be interesting. Doesn't look too hard. But it's really cute. I really like stitching on this in the evening times when I'm just tired or I just don't want to be fussing with higher counts, because it's just, this fabric is so easy to stitch on, really easy to see. And then DMC is easy to use. Don't have to worry about variegation things. And then another whip I've been working on is Stacy Nash Spring Chickens Pin Keep. I haven't worked on this for quite a while, and the last time I did work on it, is that long enough? The last time I did work on it, I knew that I was off on the outer border, and I was avoiding picking it up because I knew I was off, and I was scared. I keep hitting the camera, I'm sorry. And I was scared it was gonna be so off and that I was gonna, I don't know, have to scrap the whole project. So, but I just felt like working on something springy, and I love this pattern. I think this is like fuzz all over it. It's weird. Anyways, I am happy to say that the border is now met. Did it meet up? No, it did not. I had to do some fancy footwork maneuvering to get it to meet up, but that's okay, because I won't tell if you won't, and I don't think it's noticeable. So I'm very happy to have the border meeting all together now, and I can just add in all the things. So since last time you saw it, I extended this border across. I added this little chickie. I finished the fence and started on the chicken coop. I added, I had these 2 flowers outlined, so I filled in the flowers and I added all this extra border and flowers. And I'll fold it here. And then I obviously met the border all the way around. There are a lot of mistakes in this chart, not the chart. The chart does not have mistakes. I have mistakes. I have a mistake somewhere here, and I think it happened somewhere in the border area, and I was counting off the border, and so therefore this is all off. So this coop is about 2 or 3 stitches too far in, but the outside of the coop is just a little flower dilly bob, so I don't think it'll be an issue. So I'm going to keep going. If I have to fudge this border, sawtooth border over here to make it work, so be it. I don't think you'll notice. And let me tell you exactly what this is stitched on, because I think I skipped that part. This is being stitched on 46 count latte from XG Designs, and I just love it. I just love it. If you've never stitched on 46 count and want to try, I highly suggest X Jude's fabric. Something about her dyeing process does not affect the holes of the linen, and by far, for me, it is the easiest linen to see the holes on. It almost feels like I'm stitching on 40 count. Like it doesn't feel like there's a huge difference. So if you would like to give 46 count a try, I suggest trying one of her linens. You can get them on her Etsy or through, a lot of shops have her linen. I know that Stephanie, Lindy Stitches has it. And in fact, I have an order coming from her today of X Jude fabrics. And I know that Teresa Kitten Stitcher always has her fabrics. And I've seen them in a hobby house as well. So, but I love this chart so much. It's, what did Carol say? It's quite possibly the best chicken I've ever seen. It's just the chicken is just the best. Nobody does chickens like Stacy Nash. So I'm loving working on that right now. Now that the border's met up and it's not a scary project, I love it. And then the last whip that I have to show today and I didn't pull this out for too long, but I was just thinking about it the other day, which is the Kathy Barrick Quaker Christmas Stocking. I am stitching this with the called for fabric, which is 40 count wheat from Fiber on a Whim and all of the NPI silks. I guess I could use my little board, huh? Trying to be a professional here. So this is where I am on that one. Basically, I filled in these trees and added the stars on the top. I added this little white motif stretch here, and I did more filling in of the outer border on the swan motif. And I started on this little blue basket up here. I think that's it. This border It's dense. Oh, my back is killing me. This border is dense, and so it's just taking me some time to get through, but I also didn't dedicate a whole lot of time to it. Like I said, I've only stitched maybe 4 days in the last week, and so it just didn't get as much time. Okay, I was sewing a lot yesterday. My chair, I just sew in this dining room chair. Not great for sewing. If anybody has a suggestion for a good sewing chair, oh, my back is killing me. Okay. So, I have a good bit of haul today. And to be completely fair to myself, some of this haul was ordered weeks ago. It just took a really long time to get to me, which is okay. Because now I can show all of it to you and its yumminess. Okay, so where to start? Okay, so I don't know if it was my last video. I think it was my last video, maybe the video before, where I was talking about where is that whip? I don't know where that whip is. It's probably behind me. What's it called? The Hands Across the Sea that I started, that I wasn't sure about the fabric. Maria Ewan. Oops, this one. I had started her on the 46 count color and cotton. I wasn't sure about the fabric, just it felt kind of tight. And so Bernadette Burn Stitches, she was like, try stitching it on this piece of fabric I have. She's stitching her Sarah Rinder on it. And so she sent it to me in the mail to give it a try. And it is Lakeside Linens 46 count porcelain. It smells good. It's just this really nice, it's almost got a pink undertone to it. Like a really nice cream, pinky cream. I'm getting pink. Are you seeing the pink? Why does it smell so good? So yeah. So I have this to try with the 103s and see if it feels any different than the color and cotton one I'm using, or if it's like samesies. And if it's samesies, then I'll probably just keep going on the color and cotton. But we'll see. And then I had an X-Jude fabric order come in. I ordered this directly from her Etsy. So I showed in my last video some haul that I had gotten for Valentine's Day, which was Rachel Howell's 1856. And I wanted to stitch it kind of on a cream color. The called for is Legacy, I think, which is so funny because that does not look like Legacy in that picture. Anyways, so I was like, what about, so some people have stitched on X-Jude's Baby Sheep, and theirs is like a white, creamy ecru color. And then my piece of Baby Sheep that I am stitching, Consider the Lilies on, is very yellow, like it's butter yellow. So there was a fat half of 36 count Baby Sheep on her Etsy, and I messaged her asking if this is leaning more yellow or if it's leaning more cream. And she said it's leaning more cream for sure. So I was like, okay, done, say less. So I ordered it and it's here and it's definitely yellow. That's yellow. It's definitely butter daffodil yellow. I'm not hating because I still think it's pretty. Obviously, I like this color. I'm stitching a humongous project on it, but it's not what I wanted for Rachel. So back to the drawing board on fabric for her. And this will just go in my stash. But I added a couple other things to my order from her. She had a couple random like small cuts. This is just 36 count light hazelnut. I love using it for smalls and things. I mean, I love this color. And it's just a little kind of odd cut for little small things. Come on, get back on. And then this one is Old Sheep, 40 count Old Sheep. Just another little small cut. It's just an 11 by 13 little square. And then my Silk Club. What is this? Oh, and then, sorry, my Silk Club from Just Stitching. You can still, they're on Instagram, Just Stitching. You just email them there. They're still accepting people into their club. And the thread colors for February, oh, it's Belle Soie. Did I say Belle Soie? It's Belle Soie. The thread colors for February are so pretty. Got strawberry shortcake, chocolate, and pom-pom pink. Oh, that pink. I need to stitch something with it. I think Jessica said the same thing in her video. We're both in the same club. Like, this pink is so good. Whoa. Ah, gorgeous. And then my mother-in-law, we were at my mother-in-law's house over the weekend, and she had accidentally ordered 2 of Lucky O Green from Not Forgotten Farm. And so she threw the extra my way. Thank you very much. Okay, and then I was curious about the Legacy linens. I think they're from Access Commodities, but I was curious about this like 45 count business. So I was on Hoop and Frame, which is where I get Hardwick Manor hoops, and I didn't know this until Audrey mentioned it in her channel that you can, they kit up, they have a bunch of silk kits for Hands Across the Sea charts. They don't have all of them, they have a lot. So I was looking at their linens, and they had a lot of these Legacy linens. So I got, and they're pretty cheap. I think I paid $25. So I would like to try one of these. They seem kind of slubby, and they are a little thick, like they're a thicker fabric. This is 45 count Hazy Summit. It's like a really nice gray. This is 45 count Thai Iced Tea. And this is 45 count Jersey Cream. Katie Strachan uses this quite a bit, this color, this fabric. And her stitching is beautiful. And then, what feels like a year ago, Color and Cotton opened their pre-orders. This is going to be crinkly for a minute while I get these out of the plastic. Color and Cotton opened their pre-orders for a bunch of colors. And this is just the first half of my pre-order linen from them. The other half is coming this week. I want to get them all out of this plastic so you can actually see their lusciousness. Okay. These are all 36 count. This is 36 count aged paper. A really pretty, almost kind of like a clay colored undertone brown. Oh, that's so pretty. Color and Cotton fabrics. You guys have to jump on these pre-orders. You can't go wrong with any of the colors. They're so pretty. So there's that one. And then this is 36 count Cream Puff. A really light neutral. And this is 36 count Almond Butter. Just even lighter colored. So I'll hold them all up together because are you thinking, what are you doing? These are all the same color. They're not though. They're not. See how different? See how different they are? Oh, so you can see the red in the aged paper when they're all up next to each other. Oh, they're so pretty. So I've got my second half of my order coming this week. I'll show you those next time. Okay, what else is in my basket of goodies? Okay, so my next bits of haul. Oh, and Angela from Color and Cotton, she sent these freebies in with my linen. Look how pretty. Okay. So I ordered the Hobby House exclusive Hands Across the Sea Catherine's Garden because it's amazing. The colors are so fabulous. That border is intense, but it's going to be so fun to stitch. That pot is pink. I haven't even looked at these people. There's a boy reading, a girl with a dog. Oh, I love it. So I got it's from Hobby House, obviously exclusive. And then I got the 100, wait till you see these. The 103, let me flip them. Silks. I cannot with these purples. How often do you get to stitch with purple? And there's 4 purples. And that hot pink. Oh my gosh, look at this teal. There are no words. I'm so excited. I'm gonna start this with Bernadette for her birthday month in April. We're gonna start this together. I'm very excited. I don't know what I'll stitch it on. It doesn't say, oh, let's see how big it is. On 40 count, it is 10 by 11. And on 46 count, it is 9 by 10. So it kind of just depends on what fabric I can find in my stash, or yeah, in my stash, because starting in April. I'm thinking like a whitish color, so all these bright colors just stand off. Sorry, I was like really covering my mouth there. What is the called for? It doesn't say. So I gotta keep moving this whole thing. Maybe oh, Cedar River Linen, Salt Ash. I have actually wanted some Salt Ash. That's one of her newer colors. This looks yellowy in this picture, but I swear Salt Ash is a gray. Am I insane? That looks yellowy-ish. I don't know. A lighter color for sure. You can't go wrong. It's so pretty. I'm very excited about that. And then I got another Hands Across the Sea exclusive. This one is from The Attic. It's Jessie Challenor, 1904. I got this is the front and this is the back. I got the front colorway. Something about it's just so appealing. Those like clumps of flowers and the birds. It blows my mind that these girls were 12 doing this. 12. You know what I was doing when I was 12? I was watching Cartoon Network and eating hot dogs straight from the packet. I wasn't doing art like this. But look at these silks. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I cannot. You see the back side so you can see all of them. These pinks and these like mauve. The glare is so bad, but I'm not taking it out of this packet. Look at this little row of 3 pinkies and reds. Oh, I don't know when I'm starting this. Might be soon because it's so pretty and everyone's stitching it and I feel left out. So the called for fabric is a mason linen. I think it's called haberdashery light or light medium. I don't have that. I have it in a 46 count, but I think I wanted to stitch her on a 40 count. But what I did have, and it just came to me, like I've had this fabric since market last year, I think is when it was released. Maybe even the year before. I think last year. I've had this fabric just sitting here. And I didn't know what to put on it. But I think it was waiting for this chart. And that is Fox and Rabbit Dust Bunny. Okay, hear me out. It's a really subtle, soft gray. Right? I think it just would make it so soft and feminine and dainty and delicate. I'm feeling inspired. Maybe this is getting started today. Jessie, are you getting started today? Quite excited. She might be getting started today. Tell me I'm right, guys. That's just gonna work, I think. It might be iffy with some of these lighter colors, but it'll just add to that overall muted and soft, can I say soft 500 more times? Soft look. I'm all sorts of worked up about that. Okay, my last bit of haul. A lovely, lovely, sweet, sweet, fantastic friend is allowing me to borrow a Hands Across the Sea chart that has been a unicorn for quite a long time for me. Ever since I saw Luda, cross stitch with Luda, stitch her. I just have my pictures right now because the chart is put away in a safe place because this chart is so hard to find. It was a Traditional Stitches 20th anniversary stitch along. I think it was 2020 or 2021. I can't remember. A long time ago, and Luda stitched it. And I remember as she was stitching it, I was like, stop it. I need that. What is it? I had no idea what a Hands Across the Sea chart was. And that is Anne Morrison, 1830. Is that not just like the prettiest thing you've ever seen? You'll have to go look at the pictures of it finished on Luda's Instagram, Cross Stitch with Luda. It's so pretty. And so I finally have access to the chart, and I immediately went to 123 Stitch and got all the 103s. And here they are. Look at them and their beauty. Look at these reds and pinks. Obsessed. Oh, I can't wait to start this one too. And actually her called for linen is 45 count jersey cream, because there are a lot of eyelets. There's a whole alphabet of eyelets. And the jersey cream seems like a tougher fabric. So I might just do it on the called for where I have it. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay. Jessica told me about these boxes for 103s. We've been, collaborating on different storage options for the 103s. And she told me about these ones. They're from Michaels. They are a Simply Tidy pencil box. I think I paid $2 for each one. They were just in the, up next to the registers where all the candy and crap is. They were just right there. They were literally $1.50, I think. So, and this holds this is the maximum it can hold, I think. I bet it could hold a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 threads are in there. I bet it could hold more because these are moving a lot. It could hold a couple more. So there's another option for storing those 103s because they are kind of a pain on the back. Kind of a pain. Okay. I think that is all of the stitchy things to show. Thank you everyone who bought a bag. Bags went out. Those are out and heading off to their new mothers. And so I will dive into then plans, which there are none. You guys know how I do. I don't do plans around here. Obviously, I think Jessie's getting started today. So that's pretty much the only plan. I would like to keep working on the Jelly Bean Jubilee, obviously, and then the Stacy Nash Pin Keep. I'm still enjoying that, so I'll probably keep her out. New starts, I kind of just go where the wind blows me, and same with my whips, just wherever my heart is taking me, where I'm being influenced, all that jazz. So I'll just go into life and shows. Life, not a ton to say. I was a little bit ill for a few days this week. That's why I didn't stitch. So I was over the weekend, so we didn't do anything but be at home. and I wallowed around not feeling well. But we are in the midst of first spring, and it is fabulous. It's been in the 40s. Today's 45, but it's been in the mid 40s for the last like 4 days. Oh, it's so nice. I went out and sat on the back step in the sun for probably 30 minutes the other day. Just took my socks off, rolled my pants up, just sunning myself like a plant. It was so wonderful. It has been, the last 2 days has been partly cloudy on and off, but like getting sunny in the afternoon. But there was like 3 days where it was just like, is this summer? Are we in summer? But we had to keep bringing ourselves back down to earth. We still have third winter coming. So this is just first spring. Third winter's on its way. It's supposed to be here at the end of this week. So we're not getting too worked up, but we did enjoy and take advantage of the gorgeous weather we've been having. Sunday we went to my mother-in-law's and had brunch with my husband's siblings. We hadn't seen them since Christmas, a lot of them since Christmas. So that was nice. Trying to think. That's really all we did. We got 1 day off dance last week to celebrate our win. We have our second and last competition next weekend. Yes. Not this coming weekend, but the next 2 weeks, I think. So we're doing that. My husband is working out of town. He left this morning. He's going to be working out of town for a few days. So I told I'm going to tell the kids that we can go to our little local tiny grocery store. They have a really great deli, and they can pick whatever they want from the deli for dinner. Yay! And then mom doesn't have to cook. I can just eat and stitch. It sounds great to me. That's what happens when dad leaves. But otherwise, just trucking along. Nothing new or interesting to report. So I'll go into my shows. I do have a dry mouth though. Okay, shows. I was kind of on a true crime binge for a minute. I watched Little Miss Innocent, which is on Hulu. I think it's an older docuseries about a girl who was accused and convicted of murdering her ex-boyfriend's mother, who she also worked for. It was very interesting. It was kind of one of those where it leaves you with like, you determine if she really was guilty of this or not. And I'm still undecided. I'm not sure. There was a lot of weird stuff at play happening. But then it's like, someone can be a total psychopath and you don't really know, you know? And then I watched The Devil in the Family, the Ruby Frank story or something. Ruby Frankie. Yes. About the family in Utah. The mom was convicted of 30 years for child abuse. Also, the therapist that was living with her was also convicted of 30 years of child abuse. That one hit a little close to home. It's very close to where I live. They were raised Mormon. I was raised Mormon. A lot of parallels in... So they were Mormon. They are Mormon. But they kind of delved into an extremist offshoot of Mormonism that really reminded me of Chad Daybell's offshoot of Mormonism. If you know anything about Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, that was a horrible child murder that happened right here in my town, 30 minutes from where I live. And the things that she was getting into with her kids and this therapist was very much what was going on, very similar to what was going on with Chad Daybell's religion. It's an extreme offshoot of Mormonism, just like polygamy is an extreme offshoot of Mormonism. It's not mainstream Latter-day Saints religion. But it was really, really interesting. A lot of stuff I didn't know. It was very hard to watch. It's not like extremely graphic in any way, but it was just sad. It's always sad when little kids are involved. It was really good. I highly recommend. It's a good watch. And then if you hadn't watched any of the Lori Vallow stuff, you should, because then you'll be able to draw the same parallels. And it's really kind of interesting how closely tied they were, but not at all at the same time. The dad, that's the one thing I struggled with this was the dad having no consequences. I feel like he should have had some kind of consequences here. But the this docuseries has the two oldest children, Sherry and Chad, in it throughout, and the dad throughout. But it's interesting. I didn't even know about their YouTube channel, 8 Passengers. I didn't even know about it until all this came out with Ruby Frankie. So interesting, very interesting. Okay, so we have Apple TV now, and a lot of you have been saying, watch this, watch this. I'm like, I will, I promise. I have 3 months. I'm going to watch all of these fabulous shows that I have been recommended so many times. We started with The Gorge, which is a movie actually with Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. I kept seeing TikToks about it and it was bugging me that I didn't understand the context. And so we watched it. And I mean, it was a thriller kind of action-y movie. I think Anya Taylor-Joy does such a great job in these action movies. She was in Furiosa and I loved her in Furiosa. And I thought she did a great job in this movie too. Miles Teller, I mean, he's good to look at. He wasn't terrible, but it was interesting. It reminded me a lot of The Last of Us on HBO, that like kind of zombie apocalypse type show. It reminded me a lot of that, but we enjoyed it. Will I watch it again? Probably not, but I was entertained. So if you're looking to just be entertained for entertainment's sake, that's a good one. We finished Masters of the Air. Loved it, loved it, loved it. It was so good. It's definitely going to be added into the yearly rotation of when we watch Band of Brothers and The Pacific. It'll be added because it was so great. I liked it a lot. Then we started Slow Horses. This has Gary Oldman. I love Gary Oldman. I love him. He is such a chameleon of an actor. It's fascinating to watch him take on all these different characters because he's almost unrecognizable in every role. I love him. We are on episode 3. I'm hooked. It's really good. It kind of was a bit slow to get into, but now that I'm loving it. So now I have to wait to watch it for like days because my husband won't let me watch it without him. So, and then we also watched Napoleon, which was on Apple TV. It's a Ridley Scott movie with Joaquin Phoenix. I can't think of any of the other actors that are in it. I don't know a lot about French history past the French Revolution, which is when Napoleon picks up after Marie Antoinette was beheaded. I know quite a bit up until that point, but I just didn't know much after. But the movie was great. Long. It's like almost a 3-hour movie, but it was really, really good. I liked it a lot. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did a really great job. It was a little strange that he didn't have like a French accent or anything, but everyone around him had like kind of British accents. And I know I've said in the past that that's bugged me, but I don't know. It didn't bug me in this one. I really enjoyed it. It took on kind of it was like told kind of in the perspective of his relationship with his wife, Josephine. Not in her perspective, but like it had a lot of their relationship kind of dictating how the story was going. I thought it was really good. I definitely recommend watching that one. So my husband's gone for a few days and I need to watch something. And I don't know which one to start because there's so many good ones. And I know he's not going to want me to watch one without him. So, I did start Ripper Street. Maybe I'll keep going on Ripper Street. That one's got Matthew McFadyen and starts with a J. He was in Game of Thrones. He's been in a bunch of things. He was on Black Mirror too. God, I can't think of his name. It's going to bug me. But he played Bronn of the Blackwater on Game of Thrones. And Matthew McFadyen, obviously in a bunch of things. But number one that I can think of is Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. It's really good. I think I'm 3 or 4 episodes in. I really like it. So I will keep going with that probably. But I definitely want to watch Blackbird and Silo and Severance and gosh, I don't know. There's like a bunch on Apple TV that I really want to watch. So hopefully I can get to a couple more of those for my next, I don't know, I have 3 months. Like, calm down. We'll be all right. We can get through it. So that is all I have to show for this video. Dang, 45 minutes long and I only had 3 whiffs. I just gabbing away today. I'm going to Hobby Lobby later today. I'm going to try to pick out a frame for every opening flower. And Jessica in her video showed her spring doable and I died a little. I need some of that green foliage to stick in mine. So I hope you're all enjoying your stitching and having a wonderful spring if you're in spring, winter if you're in winter too. Wonderful weather wherever you are and it's making you happy. I will see you next week for my next video. Bye.